Hi, it's Leah here, and I just wanted to make a little video to just share a little bit with you guys about my own health and fitness journey and kind of how I got started doing this. I guess it really goes back to my first experience, I guess, with fitness was back in high school. I was not an athlete at all, not the athletic type, competitive, I suppose, but not in the area of sports. But my mother did sign me up for a step class actually with her. We did it together. So we did a step class that was big, I guess, back then. And I really liked it. And I definitely had, it's funny, I didn't even at the time really notice that I don't even know if I needed to lose weight, but I know I didn't do much in terms of being active. So I did notice a change in my body when I was doing step class. And I remember people even commenting, like, you look good. And so that was, that was nice, and that did a lot for my confidence, and it was something, quite honestly, I enjoyed. So that was really my first experience. Flash forward a couple years in college. I really gained a lot of weight when I went away to school. I will never ever forget coming home after that first semester of freshman year and stepping on the scale at my parents' house, and I knew I'd gained a lot of weight because like none of my clothes fit. I gained a lot of my face. And so I did end up joining the gym at school and did some step at college, did some step classes. Eventually got into Tae Bo, Billy Blanks on VHS. If you're old enough to remember VHS and VCRs. And so I really had liked that. And then kind of after college, I was pretty good about working out, but I was always one to work out, get to a place where I was very comfortable, feeling good, and then I would just stop. Like, you know what? I feel good now. I've lost some weight. I'm going to stop. I would almost immediately gain the weight back. It was pretty insane. So that's why I know now at this point in my life that it's just something that I have to stick with. Especially if, once I met my husband, we were dating, we were going out to eat all the time, probably not the healthiest food, and I gained quite a bit of weight when we first started dating. We got engaged, I started working out again, gotta get fit for the wedding, gotta lose weight for the wedding, so I did. I was really good again about exercising. But then pretty much immediately after we got married, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. So my health and fitness journey has been one that's very much been yo-yoing for my entire life. I would say pretty much with a swing of 15 or 20 pounds being from my low to my high. And honestly, in the times when I had the extra weight, it wasn't even so much about the weight. It was really more about the way I was feeling. I always was one to be prone to a lot of heartburn and indigestion, and one to I would tend to overeat at times too. When there's something I really loved, I would always eat way too much of it and just feel horrible afterward. So, flash forward, we ended up having our first daughter, and I actually had, when she was about 6 months old, was diagnosed with thyroiditis, which actually probably helped me lose some of the weight after her. What that is actually your thyroid speeds up. I had a lot of heart palpitations. So the downside of thyroiditis is that, first of all, obviously that's not a healthy way to lose weight, is if your body's not right. But at some point, the thyroid then stops being overactive and actually goes underactive. So pretty much immediately at that point, I was put on medication. And shortly after, I was pregnant again for our second daughter, and that probably is when I really, really gained a lot of weight. I was on bed rest with her for 12 weeks, 6 in the hospital, so that meant really I was not getting up at all. I was getting up every day to use the bathroom and to shower. That was it. I was not doing anything. So I gained quite a bit of weight with her, ended up having a C-section. And after all of that bed rest, I mean, my muscles were shot. They were shot. I mean, I was just very weak. I was able to walk and get around, but it was very difficult. I remember stairs were hard. Wearing high heels, which I had always done because I had always worked before. I remember going to my cousin's wedding and I had heels on and I could barely walk because my muscles, I just did not have the stability in my muscles to walk in heels any longer. And it was really, really, really difficult, quite honestly, to know that my body was, yes, I had just done this amazing thing by, having a baby, but it's hard at the same time. You're postpartum, you don't feel like yourself. You're not sleeping a lot, so it was just a really difficult time. Finally, she had some medical things going on too, which made it all more difficult. But finally, at about 9 months, when she was 9 months old, I'll never forget. I was walking up the stairs in our house carrying her, and I got to the top of the stairs, and she wasn't a big baby by any means. I got to the top of the stairs, and I was out of breath. I just was so out of breath, and I thought to myself, this is horrible, horrible, and this is so unhealthy. Here I am, I'm 35 years old, just had my second baby. I have, I have a 2-year-old and I have a 9-month old, and I am completely out of breath from going up my stairs. Like, how am I going to continue to take care of them and do fun things with them and keep up with them when I can barely even walk up the stairs? So that was really the changing point for me, and when I knew I had to do something. And so I had heard of Insanity. I had heard of it actually before I had my first daughter. I remember being pregnant with her and actually hearing about it and thinking that sounds like that sounds like something that would be really challenging that I would like to try. So that's what I ended up doing. Ended up giving Insanity a try. Finished the whole program, 60 days. Got in pretty good shape, lost some weight. I turned around and did it again. I turned around and did it a second time. I was really into it. Then I decided I was going to do T25 because I like the idea of 25-minute workouts as opposed to the 45-minute or 60-minute workouts with Insanity. Loved it. And at that point, that's when I actually found this group of amazing women online who were incredibly motivating, supporting, encouraging. We all have good days and we all have bad days. And that was the best thing about this group, is that you could go in at any point. If you were having a good day, you could go in and encourage others. If you're having a bad day, it was a place to go to look for encouragement. So it was just, I found it to be such a wonderful community of women. And it was also fun because a lot of people shared recipe ideas. Obviously, if you're going to be exercising and working out and spending all this time doing that, you want to make sure that you're eating better. So I loved going in and getting like recipe ideas from other people and just having this wonderful community of supportive people, especially at a time which just seemed like a lot of times when I would go on Facebook, it was very, people like to post a lot of negative things, or there would be just not the most, sometimes it wasn't the most positive environment. And I loved this Facebook group because it was always positive. So it was just a really nice change of pace from kind of the norm. And so I really enjoyed the group. I ended up then getting pregnant for our son. And I actually continued working out. I decided, I was actually 6 weeks into Insanity again when I found out I was pregnant with him. And I was a little worried because Insanity is pretty intense. So I did stop that, but I picked up T25 and I followed the moderator and, finished that, finished that program, and, continued to do those workouts following the modifier for my pregnancy with him. I had the most amazing, easy delivery, and I really attribute that to being in good shape. Or I don't know if I was necessarily in good shape while I was pregnant, but I attribute that to staying active while I was pregnant. And then after, he was like 6 weeks old, and I knew that, okay, I have to start doing something. I have to start doing something. I have to get back into my exercise routine. And I knew also I had been eating lots of snacks, lots of the kids' snacks. If you have kids, my kids now, they're 6, 4, and 2 now. Pantry's full of snacks. That's kind of unavoidable, unfortunately. So I knew I had to do something because I was just eating way too many of their snacks. And I had heard of the 21-day fix. I was very intimidated by it. I was just fearful of is it not going to be enough food? What if I'm kind of a picky eater? What if I don't like the food that I have to eat? So needless to say, when it came in the mail, I was nervous. But I decided, hey, I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to try it. It can't hurt. So I tried it, and it was incredible. Number one, I did not think 30-minute workouts would be would be like really helpful. I thought, oh, these they don't really seem like they're long enough. They don't really seem, they were just a different style of workout than what I had been used to in the past. Um, that coupled with the nutrition plan, I mean, by far, I had incredible results with that. Doing the 21 Day Fix, doing 21 Day Fix Extreme, and it really was, definitely like a process. I mean, I began the 21 Day Fix and I used 2 pound weights and 5 pound weights. After a couple of rounds, I moved up to 5 and 8. I did a couple more rounds of that, and then I tried, I was ready to try 21 Day Fix Extreme. I just was ready to challenge myself and push myself a little further and, have a little more variety in what I was doing. So I went on to also complete Masters Hammer and Chisel, which was also a great program that I really, really liked. This has been a journey that I've been on for a while, but what it basically is a lifestyle change. I know I feel better every day when I get up and exercise, when I eat right, and I don't have the problems with the heartburn and indigestion that I used to have, and I just feel good. I have more energy when I work out, and I just feel like I'm a better mom to my kids, better wife to my husband. So I really like to invest that 30 minutes a day in me at the beginning of every day, and then the rest of the day is for the rest of the family. So that's just a little bit about me and about my fitness journey, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. I'm pretty open about the whole thing. So that's it. I look forward to hearing a little bit about you guys this week. Thanks.